The big sleep, the sleep of ages, the futile sense of forever climbing, forever falling back, and the realization that the more you love, the more you are alone, not necessarily as a bad thing, but an aloneness because it matters to you. And I think that this was all of the authors of all these works. It mattered intensely to each of them that they know the things that ultimately are contained in these covers. This was their gift to us. But for them to do so meant that what thrilled them often didn't make any sense to anyone else, didn't offer anything other than seemingly fantasy to most of those around them. And yet they stayed true. And if we think about the big sleep, this why over and over again is the choice to simply say, don't disturb me, let me sleep here. But this is where the aloneness of the ages, like a library when you're alone in a library, but it's full of the essence of the journey of the ages, of the human journey that to do anything is always faced with, you must do it because you must do it. And as much as you would hope that what you love would translate and others would love it too, you must love it. But when we see the greater love across the ages as no one author, no one book, no one life, but the revelation for each of us, that we each feel alone, especially when we speak to the things we love. But for me, this is what says about intimate space, about the artist of consciousness, about the relationship we're trying to evolve. In the same way that there's no judgment of the books in the library and the aloneness of the authors, the journey of the inquiry, the lives devoted to these different questions, we honor. Not simply the ones we like or don't like, we agree with, don't agree with. We honor them because they were lived, because full force of a life said, I will be this. And so when we put it together, it's not to decide which life was which, but to understand that, no, it's been lived. So the aloneness of each of these books, the journey of each of these stories looking for some meaning, some sense of, is there some purpose behind the difficulty? And here we step back and see that yes, it's taken a very long time to put this story together, but we're woven of it. And part of the getting here was to be alone, because we can't figure out for each other what we're needing, because most often we don't even know what we're needing. And that's why lives are lived. Let me ask that question. If we honor it with a little meth, it becomes the hero's journey. And in this narrative, after the battling of the outer, what do you do with the inner? And it says, take the aloneness and put it together and honor the aloneness in the human story. And you realize it was building a vessel, like a symphony, to finally bring it together, to not overwhelm us, to leave us alone in our aloneness, to hear the hidden and the beautiful that can only be heard when we're alone.